Gauss is one of my favorite Warframes in the game. He has it all, in running incredibly fast, buffing up your guns, nuking entire rooms, a lot of energy, a lot of survivability, and everything beyond. So if that sounds interesting, let's quickly hop into the video. Before hopping into anything, I do want to have a shameless plug here. I do have a membership on the channel, so whoever wants to support me directly, they can. I would be very thankful, and I'm trying to improve it as well, so leave your comments down below. Do also subscribe, leave a like. I'm trying to reach 18,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so hopefully we do it. That's all out of the way, let's move on to the passive. The passive being that he has this battery on his right hand side. It reaches a maximum of 80%, but you will be able to reach 100% full battery. His ability will either charge or reduce the battery charge level, but we'll talk about that when we get to the specific ability. He does also have a second passive where his shield recharge rate is increased by a maximum of 120% and his shield recharge delay is reduced by a maximum of 80%, so this is very nice for survivability. Mach Rush is his first ability and one of his most iconic. You run incredibly fast. If you crash into stuff, you do impact damage and destroy every single crate around you, knocking every single enemy around you, gaining an instant charge on your battery and charging it up whilst you're running, so that's a very good way of charging up your battery. The second ability is Kinetic Plating. This allows you to have damage reduction up to 100% and it also gives you immunity to stagger and knockdown, which is very nice. The other great feature of this ability, it absorbs all the physical damage types, heat, cold and blast as well, and turns it into energy, so getting shot with Gauss is honestly a good strategy. Thermal Sunder is his third ability. Those enemies that have shot you earlier are gonna get destroyed by tapping this ability, casting cold on them and freezing them if your battery level is charged up, and cold also charges it up, and then holding down this ability will cast heat and this will reduce your battery charge level and of course deal heat damage. But if you combine the two, sugar, spice and everything nice, you get blast damage, and at 100% battery you will get full armor shipping as well. How do we reach 100%? Well, Redline is the answer. That is his fourth ability. Little flying particles will spawn around you, dealing impact and puncture damage, and you will also gain a fire rate buff, attack speed, reload speed and a casting speed buff, allowing you to also have a 50% energy reduction cost in Mach Rush. You will be able to fully armor ship the enemies with your Thermal Sunder. Alongside all those buffs to your gun, you're gonna be dealing a lot of damage. Now, abilities over with, let's talk about the build. This is my main Gauss build. Nothing changed out, pure Gauss right here. We have a brief respite and the aura for survivability. Alongside his passive, this is gonna help out a lot. We have Archon Vitality, which is gonna give us another instance of heat damage, which is very nice. And then we have Archon Flow. Frozen enemies have a chance of dropping energy orbs. This is gonna be very nice because with your third ability, you can pretty much freeze the enemies. We're focusing a little bit on duration here, but we're mostly focusing on range through overextended and stretch, and then strength we're getting through Umbral Intensify, Molt Augmented, and Arcane Ice Storm. With Arcane Ice Storm, you can gain maximum of 40% power strength and duration as well at 20 stacks when you freeze 20 enemies. And as I said, freezing enemies is incredibly easy. If you don't have Arcane Ice Storm, you can switch it up for Arcane Avenger, and if you're missing out a little bit on energy, which you honestly shouldn't have, you can replace it with Arcane Energize. We do actually have a second build for people who don't love running around. We have this build up right here. This is a Roar build. I don't personally love playing this build because I feel naked playing Gauss without Mach Rush, but for you people that do like playing him like that, this is the build. I've tested it out, played with it a little bit, it is pretty good. As I said, I just don't love playing without Mach Rush. Moving on to the Archon Shards, we have 3 yellow ones, 2 Tau Forged ones giving us additional casting speed, and then 1 yellow one giving us 50% efficiency on energy pickups. We do also have 2 red ones, 1 Tau Forged, 1 basic one, the Tau Forged one being duration and the basic one being ability strength. The red ones are a personal option. I would keep the 3 yellow ones, but the 2 red ones you can honestly switch out for anything you want. We do also have Madrai as the focus school, power transfer giving us casting speed, and sling strength giving us power strength. This is optional, you don't necessarily have to have it. Weapons are gonna be incredibly good, and I would honestly recommend you have them. The first weapon that you might be seeing is the dual Tox Assist, which is very good. This Incarnate weapon is nice to use with Gauss. I love using it because of the incredible fire rate. We do also have the Burst in Incarnate as well. This is the build up on screen right now. 2 incredibly good weapons. We do also use the Exceltra. This is the Exceltra Prime build. Both weapons weapons work, it's just that the X Ultra has a little bit less damage and critical chance. But weapon-wise, you can use anything that you want. Anything that's good at killing Steel Path enemies is gonna be even better on Gauss. With your third ability, you're pretty much gonna be nuking entire rooms, so you don't necessarily need your weapon, but in the situations where you do, pick a good one. One of the most useful features is the companion of choice, and it is gonna be none other than Gauss Prime. Now, this is the build that I use. We also do have Reinforced Spawn, which I do want to mention. That is going to be very nice, increasing your fire rate. For the weapon, we have the Cryo Ultra, or you could use the Hellstrom. Either one works, and the Hellstrom with gas might work out just a little bit better, but it is completely up to you. Test it out, maybe leave it in the comment section down below. And now, how are we supposed to play this build? Well, it is pretty plain and simple. Activate Kinetic Plating, get shot a little bit, activate Redline, and then cast the Thermal Sunder, of course cold, charging up your battery, running around and charging up your battery, shooting enemies, and then you can go crazy when you reach 100%, fully armor shipping those enemies, casting heat to destroying them, them shooting you, giving you energy back, you still running around and killing them. Or if you're one of those people who use the Roar build, you can just, I guess, activate Roar and then just shoot enemies and do that. But that is pretty much it. Gauss is a very interesting Warframe, very versatile as well in fast missions, short missions, long missions. He is incredibly good to play. I highly recommend you guys test out the build. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. I'm quite interested in what you guys think. Again, membership, subscribe, like, all of that is very much appreciated. Thank you so much, and hopefully 18k. This has been your lovely host Weasel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.